So in 10 days' time, or actually less than 10 days' time, December 14th, 2020, the Victorian Government in Australia is looking for feedback on its new Animal Welfare Act, which is going to update the current POCTA of 1986. So POCTA stands for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, and has a number of pieces of legislation and proposals and regulations built in under that act. And so this new update has 12 proposals that are being split across 3 different themes. And when you look at the directions paper and you look at the summary paper, it can be daunting. It can actually be pretty darn confusing in terms of like what is being proposed now versus what is actually in POCTA already. And so this is something that you need to be aware of. Those of you that are in Australia, in Victoria specifically, you guys need to stand up and you need to give feedback, because there are a couple of pieces of this new update that speak specifically to something that's going to impact you as hunters. Not just hunters, recreational fishermen, cattlemen, agriculture that deal with animals. All of us are going to be in the same boat, in the same bucket, if we don't pay attention and we don't give the feedback that they're looking for. So there's 3 specific pieces that I think you guys need to provide feedback on. And this is just my opinion in looking at it and reading it and trying to understand it and trying to understand what is actually going to impact hunting. The first one is this proposal 1.1, which is to add the word sentience behind animals. So animal sentience is being recognized in the new act, potentially. Now, there is precedence here. ACT did it in 2019. New Zealand did it in 2017 or 2015, I believe. And the EU, the European Union, did it in 2007. Now, for all the research we have done, we cannot find how the addition of this word sentience has impacted hunting to the detriment. What I would suggest, though, in 1.1 in terms of feedback, is that they do not define or describe what sentience is, because that is where things are going to get very sticky. So the second proposal that you need to be aware of is 2.1, the consistency with the framework. And this is the section that deals with exemptions. Exemptions to fisheries, recreational fishing, hunting, pest animal management. There are a couple of options in there in terms of keeping the broad exemptions in place and changing it to a case-by-case basis. You need to be aware of it. Give your feedback associated with it. So the third proposal you need to be aware of is the idea of bringing a science council to bear in terms of helping the decision makers with their process. I have no problem with science. I have a problem with representation. And so we need to make sure that the appropriate stakeholders are at the table, the appropriate stakeholders are represented, and the appropriate scientific acumen is brought to the table for the respective case-by-case subjects that are being discussed. So why does this even matter to someone in the United States? Well, the fact that things are happening in New Jersey against hunting, things are happening in California against hunting, things are happening against hunting all over the world, including the state of Victoria, in Australia, in New Zealand, and we all need to be aware of it. We all need to plant those seeds in the back of our brains so that we can intelligently communicate about these issues. And we can help our brethren out halfway around the world. And so this is us, me, trying to help you. Reach out to us. Let us know how we can help, how we can do more things. We've already shown a couple of examples in Australia. Let's show more. Let's show more of our heart. We're with you. Let us know how we can help. We much appreciate the support that you give us day in and day out.